कभी जिंदगी में नहीं सोचा था कि मैं एवरेस्ट बेस कैंप पहुंचूंगा और मैं एवरेस्ट के टॉप पे पहुंच गया। अभी भी मुझे याद है अक्टूबर 2000 का वो दिन। आई वाज स्टैंडिंग एंड आई वाज लुकिंग एट एवरेस्ट एंड आई थॉट, man, this is harder than reaching the moon. And here I am, right? I've reached the top of Everest twice already.
हाँ
So
हाँ.
I think I had set so many limitations for myself. I had so many self doubts. I had so many fears. Fear of failure, fear of mar jaunga to kya hoga, ungliyan cut jayengi to kya hoga. Rightly you pointed out all of those things, so many things. But through this entire journey, I was able to overcome all of that and go from Kuntal 1.0 to Kuntal 2.0, climb Everest again, become Kuntal 3.0, go on the next journey. And look, my Everest has now changed. Sure, I'm still going to be climbing mountains, but my new Everest is I want to become a bodybuilder. So Everest एक symbolic thing है. हर
Right,
जन की, every person has an Everest in their life. You have an
right.
Everest in their life. Everyone has an Everest in their life.
Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to Cracking the Code presented by OnFlit. Today, it's our 23rd episode with Kuntal Joysher. Let me quickly introduce Kuntal for all of you guys. So, hailing from Mumbai, Kuntal is a vegan mountain climber and a part-time software engineer. His unquenchable passion for mountaineering has led him to climb different mountain ranges from the world, including the Western Ghats near Mumbai, the Northern Ice Cap in Chile, the Andes in Argentina, and the Himalayas. One of the Kuntal's greatest feat is that he is the first ever vegan man to climb Mount Everest, and he has climbed Mount Everest twice. He is also a well respected photographer, and his work has been published in National Geographic, BBC Earth, Himalayan General, and several other newspapers and magazines across the world. Kuntal is an active vegan campaigner and animal rights supporter. He is also a dementia awareness advocate. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today, as he call himself, is a software engineer by profession, a mountain climber by passion, and all above a vegan by compassion. And by the end of this conversation today, I am sure Kuntal will not only inspire you but will fire you to find your own Everest. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together for Kuntal Joysher. Hey Kuntal,
Hi, how
hi,
are
how are
you?
you? I'm
Good, good,
good,
good.
good, good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yes.
So Kuntal, quickly talking about the background, right? Uh, you were born in Kharagpur. You belong to a Gujarati business family. How come you are not an entrepreneur, or how come you are not running a business, or how come you are not a part of your family business? Why this mountaineering and veganism, and why such an offbeat thing? Like, how did this happen?
So, like, I think first of all, people, kind of stereotype Gujaratis that Gujaratis ko business people hona chahiye. And sure, I come from a business Gujarati family. So वो stereotype तो, अच्छे से match हो गया कि, ये Gujarati stereotype, business family stereotypes है. But that said, I was also kind of born and brought up in a very, very risk-taking, unconventional mindset. Like, even though my dad ran an oil mill, in his oil mill on the side he was doing things like running earthworm farming. He had like a soap making business. He even dabbled in cutting diamonds. So when I constantly kept seeing my dad, I'm like, man, this is such a cool guy. He's doing all this crazy stuff. Like back in 1980s, did even anyone hear about earthworm farming? Heck, no one even heard about any of this. Like he was growing organic vegetables in his oil mill. So I was kind of always looking up to him, and he never said, "Kuntal ye karo, Kuntal become an engineer, Kuntal become it." He didn't care. He was like, "Man, get your studies done, do well, just put in the hard work, then do whatever you want to do in life." And but like never consciously told me, "Kuntal, take risk, go outside the comfort zone." But I looked at him and it was subconsciously kind of imbibed in me that I have to take risk, I have to go outside my comfort zone, I have to do something unconventional as well. It cannot be something conventional.
Right.
While early part of my journey was very conventional, yes, मैंने engineering किया, मैंने मेरा master's degree लिया, I took a job in the US and I did all the conventional thing. But वो जीन तो था ही, वो
Right.
अंदर वो कीड़ा तो था ही, और वो कभी ना कभी जागने वाला था. एंड अक्टूबर 2010 में वो कीड़ा जाग गया और अभी तक जगा हुआ है. तो I think वो थोड़ा detour ले लिया मेरे life ने, but I think a detour for good. So I'm not complaining at all.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, how was the early years of your life? How was growing up in that kind of a like? What was that used to inspire you, or what was that thing you used to see as a kid that enabled you to develop this kind of a mindset?
Actually, I don't think this happened in my childhood at all. As much as
Okay.
I talk to my parents and I talk to everyone about my childhood, I think I was very apathetic guy in my childhood. I think I was filled with apathy. Only thing that I remember I cared about in my childhood is my friends. That's it. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't go to a marriage party. I don't give, didn't go to anything. All I
Hmm.
cared about was my friends. And that is what my life was centered around. तो वो transformation I don't think मेरे बचपन में हुआ.
Mhm.
Yeah, that my like having a goal in your life or having a passion in your life. When I was, a teenager, I just wanted to enjoy my time. I just wanted to
Hmm.
hang out with my friends. What all
Hmm.
teenagers want to do. So वो मेरा mindset नहीं था कभी उस time में.
Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe I'm just a late bloomer, or maybe I'm just, someone like who found his Everest later in his life. But
Hmm.
never, better late than never.
Fantastic. So you are a software engineer, a photographer, a mountain climber, a vegan, and now you are somebody who's doing natural bodybuilding. So how do you get all this motivation from, and what inspires you to pursue what number one all these diverse fields, and what keeps on pushing you because it's so difficult, right?
See, back in 1993, I remember writing my first piece of code, and I still remember कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं करना था हमें हमारे like तभी तो computers भी मेरे टीवी से बड़ा था.
Right.
उसमें 512 MB का floppy disk जाता था. I think
Mm-hmm.
512 पूरे computer का memory था.
Mm-hmm.
And all I had to do was print a lightning on my screen. That's all I had to do.
Right.
And that fascinated me so much to the world of technology. And that kind of, back in 8th standard, it led me to saying, I am going to become a computer engineer. I don't
Hmm.
care about what my family's business is. I'm going to become
Hmm.
a computer engineer because I'm truly, truly interested in, imagine being able to create something. That was
Right.
something that really caught my eye as an 8 year, like as someone in an 8th grade. And it just took off from there. But as I said के गोल तो था ठीक है, मैंने गोल के लिए काफी वर्क भी किया, बट बहुत
Hmm.
सारा एपैथी भी था. I have to tell you that the turning point of my life has to be when I turned 21 or 22 and I went vegan. And you may ask me the question, अरे यार तुम क्या बोल रहे हो यार, ब्रोकोली खा के थोड़ी कोई किसी का जिंदगी चेंज हो सकता है यार, ये ऐसे क्यों बात कर रहे हो. But believe me, for me, veganism was much more than a dietary choice or a lifestyle choice. It was kind of taking a stand for something. And
Hmm.
when I took a stand for something in my life, I think that was the first time a lot of floodgates opened in my life. Like,
Hmm.
kabhi you go from extreme apathy on the extreme other opposite side,
Hmm.
and you suddenly discover that that gives you so much joy, that gives you so
Hmm.
much meaning, so much purpose to your life. And then suddenly you start pursuing that direction a lot more. And
Right.
from there I kind of took on a lot of these things. So wahan se kind of journey ek naturally flow hua,
Mm-hmm.
and I started getting into a lot of these other things.
Right. So when you say at 21 you turned vegan, uh, let's understand and let's go deeper into the veganism and all this thing, right? So in what year was it when you became a vegan? When you
I,
say when
w-
you were 20,
I became vegan when I was 22, so it's December of 2002 when I became a vegan.
right. Now when you talk about December 2002, this is pre broadband, pre mobile penetration, pre internet era, right?
Right,
So what inspired you? How come? How? Because I'm sure most of the people in India would not have heard about the term vegan back then, right?
right, right.
So what kicked that thing in you? What was your inspiration, or what did you see, or what happened? What kicked that vegan thing in you?
Look, I was born and brought up in a vegetarian family. वो vegetarian mindset तो था. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I would not say that I was kind of a vegetarian by choice. I was just vegetarian by default क्योंकि मेरी family vegetarian थी.
Hmm.
If I was born in a non-vegetarian family, I would have been eating non-vegetarian food.
Hmm.
But family ने while growing up वो भी सिखाया यार, animals also have their families, and because humans don't eat other human families, why should human eat other animals families? So वो
Hmm.
kind of logic मेरे दिमाग में बैठ गया. मैंने बोला एक फेज भी था जब भी मैं खुद को बहुत इलिटिस्ट समझता था कि यार ये लोग तो मीट खाते हैं, शी यार गंदे लोग हैं यार, ये मतलब मैं ऐसे सब करता था, मतलब ऐसे ऐसा माइंडसेट था मेरा एक टाइम पे जिंदगी में. Anyway, I grew out of that. Eventually I went to the US, and there one of my roommates was an ethical vegetarian, and he kind of started pointing out to a lot of discrepancies in my lifestyle. He's like, you
Okay.
call yourself a compassion person, you call yourself a vegetarian, बट तुम लेदर भी पहनते हो, तुम अंडा भी खा लेते हो कभी कभी, तुम दूध भी पी लेते हो, तुम ये सब कुछ करते हो. आई एम लाइक, लेदर बेल्ट में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, अंडा में क्या, लाइक एग मैं डायरेक्टली तो नहीं खाता हूँ, कभी चॉकलेट में किसी ने दे दिया तो खा लिया मैंने एग, क्या प्रॉब्लम है उसमें. एंड सो he started like kind of exposing me to the horrors of the dairy industry, horrors of the leather industry. And the moment I kind of connected the dots that there is really no difference between a piece of meat, a glass of milk, a block of cheese, or for that matter, the leather belt I was wearing, and that they all are same, and that they all come from abused and slaughtered animals, to me, I was like, okay, अब मेरे पास जिंदगी में दो चीज करने के लिए है. I can either say apathy is great, ignorance is bliss, and let's move on with whatever I'm doing, status quo रखते हैं. Or second, let's do something about this. Let's take a stand. And I decided, यार, let's try something different in my life. अभी तक मैं एक ही चीज करते आ रहा हूँ. I have been on the apathy path, I have been on the ignorance is bliss path, and life has been going great. But यार कभी थोड़ा try करते हैं दूसरा कुछ. एक ट्राई करने में क्या आता है. द वर्स्ट आंसर वुड बी दैट नहीं होगा, तो एपैथी तो है ही वापस आगे बढ़ने के लिए. तो यूएस में क्योंकि मेरे पास एक्सेस था काफी सारी चीजों का, तो आई वेंट ऑन गूगल एंड आई सर्च के मैं व्हाट कैन आई डू. एंड द क्लियर कट थिंग वाज दैट आई हैड टू बिकम अ वीगन.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, I am going to take a stand for the first time in my life, and I am going to become a vegan. And that is kind of where I would say the true journey of my life started. Until then, I was like, probably just going through motions in life. I was just, अच्छा फैमिली था, फैमिली के पास पैसा था, मुझे कोई टेंशन नहीं था जिंदगी में, लाइफ अच्छा खासा चल रहा था, कभी कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर नहीं गया था, एंजॉय कर रहा था लाइफ को. अब पहली बार एक कंप्लीटली अलग कंट्री में हूँ, लिविंग ऑन माई ओन, इंडिपेंडेंटली, लर्निंग सो मेनी थिंग्स. एंड नाउ while you may think, hey, it's just a dietary decision, how can that have such a big impact? To me as a person, it had a big impact because it was more of a very symbolic decision that I could take such a decision. So I could go outside my comfort zone, I could do these things. So wahan se kind of like mera journey shuru hua, truly speaking.
What was that? I want to understand what was that initial reaction from people in both the cases when you said कि यार माउंटेन चढ़ना है, एवरेस्ट चढ़ना है और वीगन बनना है, तो क्या रिएक्शन था? एंड ऑल्सो टेल मी उनका रिएक्शन अब क्या है when now people see this 17-20 year of journey. How has that entire conversation changed around you? How has this persona changed around you? Tell me more details about that.
श्योर. तो वीगन के बारे में पहले बोलूंगा. जब भी फैमिली को अनाउंस किया, फ्रेंड्स को अनाउंस किया, सबको अनाउंस किया, तभी तक मेरा जिंदगी में कैसा था कि 6-6 महीने का फेजेस आते थे. हे अभी कुंतल है ना 6 महीने के लिए सिर्फ रोटी और गोभी की सब्जी खाता है. अभी कुंतल उस फेज में है जब वो सिर्फ पराठा और सॉस खाता है. दिस इज जस्ट गिविंग एग्जांपल्स. अभी कुंतल उस फेज में है कि कुंतल सिर्फ यही बुक पढ़ता है. अभी कुंतल ये फेज में है कि वो इसी लैंग्वेज में कोड करता है. तो ऐसे मेरे 6-6 महीने के बहुत फेजेस आते थे. तो जब भी फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली ने सुना हाँ 6 महीने का फेज है, चला जाएगा, ठीक है, सो दे लाइक हाँ ओके ओके, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. एंड टुडे इट्स बीन 18 years, तो कभी फेज नहीं था.
Was that a discovery phase or was that just casually exploring? क्या phase था वो before you then took this decision and then this final thing happened कि अब 18 साल हो गया?
आई थिंक बिफोर का जो फेज था वो डेफिनेटली कैजुअली एक्सप्लोरिंग का फेज था.
Okay.
आई डोंट थिंक देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ थॉट बिहाइंड व्हाई आई वाज डूइंग सर्टेन थिंग्स. इट वाज जस्ट हाँ ठीक है यार, मुझे ये मेरे लिए अच्छा चल रहा है, मैं ये कर रहा हूँ. एंड देन
ठीक है.
नहीं अभी जाने दो यार, अभी मैं कुछ दूसरा करूंगा. एंड दैट्स व्हाई दे वर काइंड ऑफ ऑलवेज थिंकिंग हाँ यार ये 6 महीने वाला बंदा है, ही इज नॉट स्टिकिंग टू थिंग्स, ही इज जस्ट लाइक मूविंग ऑन टू अदर थिंग्स, मूविंग ऑन टू अदर थिंग्स. तो इट्स नॉट लाइक ट्राई किया बहुत हार्ड है, नहीं ट्राई किया मजा नहीं आ रहा है, वैसा नहीं. He's finicky or like he's not very sure, that kind of a feeling उनको था. तो सबको यही लग रहा था हाँ ये नहीं स्टिक करने वाला है. But to me, I knew that I had made a choice. I had taken a stand. and I was committed to the cause. और I
Hmm.
personally believe कि अगर किसी को भी like you know वो true passion ढूंढना है या किसी को you know ये discovery पे जाना है, if you are committed to whatever you know the cause is, like you know अगर वो तुम्हारा कोई startup है या फिर तुम्हारा कोई passion है या फिर ऐसा कोई specific cause है, कमिटमेंट होगा ना तो आप फॉलो थ्रू करोगे ही करोगे। और मेरे पास
Hmm.
यहाँ कमिटमेंट था, इसीलिए मैं उसको फॉलो थ्रू कर पाया और अभी मैं 18 साल के लिए वीगन हूँ। तो
Right.
वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था। माउंटेनियरिंग के लिए अभी 8 साल वीगन रह चुका था, तो लोगों को पता था कि यू नो ये बंदा बहुत वियर्ड है, ये वीगन भी
Hmm.
है,
Hmm.
ये यू नो ऐसे क्रेजी मूवीज देखता है, क्रेजी म्यूजिक सुनता है, इसके क्रेजी टेस्ट है हर चीज में। तो सबको
Hmm.
पता था कि ये बंदा बहुत यू नो वियर्ड है। तो जब भी बोला ना माउंटेनियरिंग, तो माउंटेनियरिंग तो वियर्ड से भी वियर्ड, नेक्स्ट लेवल वियर्ड है। वो भी
Hmm.
गुजराती बिजनेस फैमिली का पर्सन हूँ जिसके पास सेट जॉब है। आई वाज द डायरेक्टर ऑफ इंडिया ऑपरेशंस ऑफ अ लॉस एंजलिस बेस्ड सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी
Right.
back in 2009 when I took this decision that I'm going to go climb Everest. तो the main reaction was family और friends और सबकी तरफ से पागल हो गया है, like गुजराती में बोलते हैं, पागल थे क्यों। एंड ही लॉस्ट इट कंप्लीटली नाउ। पहले
Hmm.
तो यू नो यही सब छोटी छोटी चीजें थी, अब नेक्स्ट लेवल लॉस्ट इट हो रहा है इसका। तो
Hmm.
इनिशियल रिएक्शन ऐसा था, बट आई थिंक नाउ I get invited to everyone's birthday parties as a chief guest. I get invited to be chief guest everywhere. I get invited for talks. I get invited for everywhere by the same people.
Uh-huh.
तो तो काफी यू नो मैं तो एज ए पर्सन नहीं बदला हूँ। ऑफ कोर्स
Uh-huh.
मेरे एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं, यू नो आई हैव मेड मी अ डिफरेंट पर्सन,
Hmm.
बट इंटरनली आई एम स्टिल द सेम गाय। बट आजू बाजू के लोग यू नो आर नाउ
Hmm.
परसीविंग मी डिफरेंटली, सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू यू नो जज और एनीथिंग, but yeah, this is you know what was the change.
So on a lighter side, what is the funniest or the stupidest or the craziest reaction you have got from somebody in this span of 18, 20 years or maybe 10 years? एक वो क्या बात थी जो किसी की रह गई और वो 20 साल या 10 साल बाद जाके बदल गई? So tell me that transformation हुआ है किसी के साथ ऐसा कभी?
सी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन का नहीं पता है, बट आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर मैं एवरेस्ट मैंने पहले 2 बार अटेम्प्ट किए एवरेस्ट क्लाइम करने के
हाँ,
लिए।
हाँ।
आई
हाँ,
वेंट
हाँ।
इन 2014 एंड मेरा एक्सपीडिशन कैंसिल हो गया क्योंकि बहुत सारे शेरपा मर गए। और ऐसा नहीं था कि मेरी कोई गलती थी, मैंने तो पहाड़ पे
हुँ।
पैर भी नहीं रखा होता, एक्सपीडिशन मेरा कैंसिल हो गया, मुझे घर आना पड़ा।
हाँ।
Then I went back to climb Everest in 2015, and this time the largest earthquake of a
हुँ।
century hit Nepal. And again, many people died, and my expedition was cancelled. And look, this time we cancelled our expedition because it
हुँ।
didn't make sense to climb a mountain when 10,000 people have died.
राइट,
Okay, that's not important climbing a mountain when
राइट।
it's a humanitarian tragedy that has happened. So I came back home. I remember this gentleman coming to me and doing some mathematics, and he's like, कुंतल तुम 2014 में गए और 17 लोग मर गए, तुम 2015 में गए 21 लोग मर गए, तुम एवरेस्ट जाना बंद कर दो, लोग मरना बंद हो जाएंगे।
शिट!
आई एम लाइक, what logic is that? That logic does not connect at all in any way. So I always like, when I look back upon that moment, I like, you know, it's so funny to me. I'm like, why would that person even say something like that? Or
हुँ।
then someone coming and telling me, Kuntal, you know, and this is legit, these are people, you know, I really know. Kuntal, you know, you don't believe in God, that's why you will never climb Everest. I'm like, where's the connection? What I believe in and me climbing Everest, that is my personal belief. How does that matter? I mean, तो यू नो लोग ऐसा ऐसा कभी कभी बोलते हैं ना, आई थिंक कभी
हुँ।
कभी सोचे बिना बोल देते, कभी कभी मे बी सोच के बोलते हैं। बट look, I didn't have a chip on the shoulder or anything. I'm
हुँ।
not judging them, you know, उनके
हुँ।
मे बी रीजंस हो गए ये सब बोलने के लिए,
हुँ।
बट
हुँ।
आई थिंक these were a couple of things that
हुँ।
यू नो याद रह गए। अदरवाइज
हुँ।
एक मेरे डैड ने मुझे एक बहुत ही अच्छी चीज सिखाई है,
हुँ।
जिंदगी में ना शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी रखो। जितना तुम
हुँ।
फॉरगिव एंड फॉरगेट कर पाओगे ना,
हुँ।
उतना जिंदगी में तुम लेस स्ट्रेसफुल होगे। द लेसर स्ट्रेसफुल यू आर, the better you are going to be here in your brain, in your mental space,
हुँ।
and you'll be productive and you will get done what you need to get done. As simple
राइट,
as that. तो मेरी बहुत शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी है, मैं ये सब भूल जाता हूँ। मैं कभी ग्रजेस होल्ड
फैंटास्टिक।
नहीं करता हूँ किसके अगेंस्ट, और मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है। लोगों को लगता है कुंतल क्या सोचता होगा, कि लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं यार, ये क्या सोचता है, ये क्या सोचता है। मेरे पास टाइम नहीं दूसरे क्या सोचते हैं, मुझे ये करना है तो मैं करूंगा, आई डोंट केयर।
Fantastic. Absolutely, absolutely. So And on a scale of, let us say, 100, I think scale of 10 will be very short to describe this feeling. And for the audience's sake, and also for me to understand, if you, let us say, trek in general, and if you're a non-athlete or a normal person who has a normal sitting job or a sedentary lifestyle, how difficult is it on a scale of 100, or how tough it is on a scale of 100, or how painful it is on a scale of 100 to do a normal trek? मनाली शिमला जो लोग जाते हैं जनरली, कितना डिफिकल्ट होता है वो?
Okay, if it's just a normal trek, I am going to put myself in my shoes back in 2009, 2008,
हम्म
because I was
हम्म
exactly that kind of a person.
हम्म
And I remember doing my first trek in Shimla. This was the very first trek of my life that actually
हम्म
changed. मेरे life को U-turn मरा दिया जिस trek ने.
हम्म
I have to tell you, first of all, I had put a t-shirt and a jeans. You never
हम्म
should wear a cotton t-shirt and a jeans in a snow trek. I was
हाँ
wearing chappal. 1.5 feet स्नो है, उसमें मैं चप्पल पहन के चल रहा हूँ. मतलब ये कितना दिमाग अच्छे से मैं सोच के आया. इंजीनियर का दिमाग, you I should have at least thought through before doing that trek.
हम्म
Anyway, I did not. I was overweight. I was 110 kilos back then. I was जो ट्रैक अभी मैं आधे घंटे में कर सकता हूँ, उस ट्रैक को मैंने 4 घंटे लगाया करने में. आई वॉज वीजिंग. मतलब मेरी सांसें फूली हुई थी कि उस लेवल तक कि मैं वीज कर रहा था, ऑलमोस्ट एस्थमेटिक की तरह. तो I would say that if you haven't done anything like this in your life, it's pretty tough. I would not rate it like 80 or 90, but I would definitely say like 65 or 70. I mean, it's
ओके
pretty difficult. If you
हम्म
are like sedentary and never done anything in your life, and if you suddenly want to do like a 1-2 day tough
हम्म
trek in the
हम्म
Himalaya, I think it's
हम्म
not easy.
See, the reason why I'm asking for this number is, let us say, if climbing Mount Everest is 100,
Right.
let us say, ये कहाँ पर lie करेगा for a normal
अच्छा,
person?
अगर climbing Mount Everest 100 है, तो फिर simple trek would definitely like probably be around 35-40, maybe even
That's it.
lesser, even
That's
lesser.
it. Okay.
That's it.
And if Mount Everest is 100, now how difficult is it to be a vegan mountaineer going for a Mount Everest? अब वो 100 के scale में आप कितना multiply करोगे factor?
Yeah, I would have loved to say that it is more, but believe
Mm-hmm.
me, it is not. Like, लोगों
Okay.
को लगता है, oh, he's climbed Everest as a vegan mountaineer.
Hmm.
And I'm like, why isn't it just enough that I've climbed Everest? Why is
Hmm.
it difficult that as a vegan mountaineer I
Hmm.
have climbed Everest? It's
Hmm.
like, it kind of almost indicates that veganism में कोई problem है. इसके लिए तुमने
Oh.
एवरेस्ट चढ़ लिया, वीगन बन के, तो तुमने कोई तीर उखाड़ लिया है, ऐसे लाइक पीपल लाइक kind of get a feeling. But I'm saying that veganism is pretty normal. Veganism has no nutritional deficiency. There is not a single problem with following a vegan lifestyle. And so when I climbed Everest, I wanted to show everyone that if a 110 kilo unhealthy Gujarati software engineer, oh, I'm not trying to simplify, but I did do a lot of hard work. I put in a
हाँ
lot of hours. I put in a lot of time. But
हाँ.
if I can go on a transforming journey and climb Mount Everest on a
Mm-hmm.
vegan diet, then everyone in this world can achieve their dreams on a vegan diet. Like veganism
Right.
में कोई problem नहीं है. So we should not like, hey, ये vegan mountaineer है. Okay. I
Hmm.
mean, कि इसने vegan बन के Everest चढ़ा.
Hmm.
Eh, Everest चढ़ना ही already hard है. So
Hmm.
veganism is not making it any hard. You have to be a little
Right.
better prepared than other mountaineers, because
Mm-hmm.
vegan gear मिलना या vegan खाना मिलना difficult है. Difficult
Mm-hmm.
नहीं है, मतलब you have to do some pre-preparation and ensure that वो सब है.
Hmm.
But otherwise it's not something like, oh, vegan mountaineer.
Right, right. So, in fact, my question was that what is so unique about being a vegan mountaineer? Like, is there something unique, or is it just another term in general just to kind of support the cause? And I think you've partially answered that already. That there's no difference in being a vegan and a vegan mountaineer and a normal mountaineer,
Right.
right?
It is mostly to support the cause. It is mostly to, for me, when I say vegan mountaineer on my, let's say, Instagram profile or my
Hmm, hmm,
Facebook
hmm,
profile, when
hmm,
someone comes and sees vegan mountaineer, they're like, ये vegan क्या है यार? They'll go on
hmm,
Google and they'll search vegan. मेरा काम बन गया.
hmm.
मुझे मेरा नाम आगे नहीं करना है, मुझे vegan को आगे करना है. मुझे ये
Right.
cause मेरे लिए बहुत ही, it's one of the biggest causes of my life, and that's what I want to work for.
Right. And also when you talk about the word vegan, and this is for the audience's sake, and that's if we can go a little deeper into it. When you say the word vegan, and in fact, I was reading one of your stories about that jacket that you got made for yourself. When you say vegan, you also include the clothing and not just the food in vegan, right?
Right. So when I say vegan, I mean that the person has made like has made enough effort that whatever is under their control is vegan. Like my
Okay.
food that is going in my body is under my control.
Mm-hmm.
The clothing that I'm wearing on my body is under my control. But for example, let's say I'm going and staying in a hotel, and वो होटल के कंस्ट्रक्शन में उन्होंने घोड़े यूज किए थे, अब
Hmm.
दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली नॉट अंडर माय कंट्रोल. यस, आई कैन
Right.
से दैट मैं उस होटल में नहीं रहूंगा, बट मैं
Hmm.
कैसे ढूंढने जाऊंगा कि वो होटल कैसे बनी है, उसके होटल के लकड़े में कोई ऐसा गम लगाया है जिस गम में कोई एनिमल प्रोडक्ट है या नहीं. आई कैन नॉट
Hmm.
गो, एंड दैट इज इम्प्रैक्टिकल.
Hmm. Hmm.
But things that are going in my body and on my body are definitely under my control. So at least a person who is claiming to be a vegan or says that they want to be a vegan should have at least made a decent effort. I'm not
Okay.
judging, everyone is on in their personal journey. तो अगर कोई थोड़ा बहुत भी कर रहा है तो they are contributing to the cause. That's how
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
about.
Hmm. 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 But my question was that it's a holistic approach. It's not like a मैंने खाना तो
Correct.
vegan खा लिया, but I don't care where, like what you said, I don't care where my clothes are coming from, or I don't care what products I'm using, or maybe for that matter toothpaste or the medicine or maybe other things. It's more like
Right.
a holistic lifestyle
It,
than
it,
just
it's
the food.
it's basically minimizing animal cruelty and in every form. So no animal and animal products, not just your food and your clothing, but every aspect. Just as you rightly pointed out, मेरा toothpaste भी vegan है, मेरा hand sanitizer भी vegan है, मेरा सब कुछ भी, like जितना तक मैं कंट्रोल
Hmm.
कर सकता हूँ, जितना
Hmm.
तक मेरे हाथ में, वो सब कुछ vegan है.
All
तो
right. All
उतना
right.
मैं एटलीस्ट मेरा इंटेंट है, और एटलीस्ट मैं ट्राई करता हूँ जितना बन
Fantastic.
सकता है.
Fantastic. Now let us also explore the mountaineering side a little, right? And especially the Everest part, right? Which is the glory or like an achievement, right? Why people do it? I just want to understand first why is there a bunch of people, or why there are so many people who even want to do it, because it's such a big danger out there, right? और ये सब चीजें होने वाला है, आपको पता है, मर भी सकते हो, हाथ पे पैर भी टूट सकते हैं, एनीथिंग कैन गो रॉन्ग, यू कैन ट्रिप, यू कैन फॉल, avalanche हो सकता है, I don't know, there are hundreds of things.
Right.
Why people consciously go into this?
I'll first share my personal kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think for me, imagine, like, जब मैं लुक बैक करता हूँ, या आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा तो मैं सोचने का ट्राई कर रहा हूँ. When I decided that I wanted to climb Everest, the feeling was intense so intense beyond that point, that तुम
Mm-hmm.
सुबह को उठो और तुम जाके कंप्यूटर का स्क्रीन चालू करो कोडिंग करने के लिए, and all you can see in the screen is just Everest. You're trying
Okay.
to code, you're trying to focus, but all you can see is Everest. तुम जाके खाना खा रहे हो, तुम्हें रोटी में भी एवरेस्ट दिख रहा है. तुम जाके सो रहे हो तो तुम्हें ड्रीम्स एवरेस्ट के आ रहे हैं.
Hmm.
Every DVD I purchased was Everest DVD. Every
Hmm.
book I purchased was Everest book. I think it was kind of bordering obsession. I would say I was
Hmm.
already obsessed. And
Hmm.
while obsession is not a good word
Hmm.
in that sense,
Hmm.
um, I think it wanting to climb that mountain,
Hmm.
or possibly going on that journey, was something that was very, very, very important to me, and that is
Hmm.
why I kind of pursued that journey.
Hmm.
And I to me it was again going outside the comfort zone, going
Hmm.
and doing something that I really thought climbing to the top of Mount Everest. It's like kind of a symbol, reaching the top of the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and as much as I can say thousands of things,
Mhm.
none of them may resonate with you. That why, क्यों अभी भी मुझे समझ में नहीं आ
हुँ,
रहा है क्यों. जब
हुँ,
तक तुम नहीं करोगे वो, तब तक तुम्हें नहीं समझ में आएगा. और जब जब
हुँ,
तुम करोगे, तभी तुम बोलोगे हाँ मुझे अभी पता चल गया कुंतल क्यों कर रहा है. लाइक इट कैन
हुँ,
नॉट बी इजीली
हुँ,
क्रिस्टलाइज इन अ फ्यू वर्ड्स व्हाई आई एम डूइंग दैट. इट्स जस्ट दैट इंटरनल फीलिंग that drives you, that you want to climb. And it's just not Everest, it's just all
हुँ,
mountains. I am like not like "Achha, theek hai, Everest is there, of course,
हुँ,
it is the
हुँ,
tallest mountain in the world, but just in general nature, outdoors, something where I am able to constantly become a better version of myself.
Right.
That
Right.
is super, super, super important to me.
Hmm.
It gives me a medium to do that. It gives me a medium to challenge myself, to go beyond what I have. Like मैंने कभी जिंदगी में नहीं सोचा था कि मैं एवरेस्ट बेस कैंप पहुंचूंगा, और मैं
Hmm.
एवरेस्ट के टॉप पे पहुंच गया. अभी भी मुझे याद है अक्टूबर 2000 का वो दिन. आई वाज स्टैंडिंग एंड आई वाज लुकिंग एट एवरेस्ट एंड आई थॉट, man, this is harder than reaching the moon. And here I am, right? I've reached the top of Everest twice already. So
Huh. Huh.
I think I had set so many limitations for myself. I
Hmm.
had so many
Hmm.
self doubts. I had so many fears. Fear
Hmm.
of failure, fear of मर जाऊंगा तो क्या होगा, उंगलियां कट जाएंगी तो क्या होगा. Rightly you pointed out all of those things, so many things.
Hmm.
But through this entire journey, I was able to overcome
Hmm.
all of that
Hmm. Hmm.
and go from Kuntal 1.0 to Kuntal 2.0, climb
Hmm.
Everest again, become Kuntal 3.0, go
Hmm.
on the next journey. And look, my Everest has now changed. Sure, I'm
Hmm.
still going to be climbing mountains, but my new Everest is I want to become a bodybuilder. So
Hmm.
Everest एक symbolic thing है. हर
Right.
जन की, every person has an Everest in their life. You have an
Right.
Everest in their life. Everyone has an Everest in their life. So
Hmm.
my Everest just turned out to be the literal Everest at that point in my life.
Do you also think that when you are trying to climb Mount Everest, particularly, I'm very specifically talking about Mount Everest, right? There's also some kind of a subconscious thing in the mind that you wanted to prove something to somebody or to yourself, or you want to break some sort of a stereotype. Was there something back in the mind, or is it just you're going with the flow because you figured out?
I think it started with pure passion. It
Mm-hmm.
started with the fact that when I first climbed the smallest mountain of my life,
Mm-hmm.
it blew me away completely, to a point where I decided, and I still remember when I climbed the first mountain of my life, it is not that the summit gave me the exhilaration,
Hmm.
but when I reached that point, that is for the first time in my life that I was able to exist in that microsecond of the moment.
Hmm.
Forget, like, not worry about the future, not worry about the past, just उस moment में रहो, उस moment में
Hmm.
जिंदा रहो.
Hmm.
I was true, like, true happiness, yeah, true, like, wo I experienced it for the first time.
Hmm.
So to me, it was a lot about also chasing that mental state of mind
Right.
that I was only able to kind of get on when I reached top of a mountain. So wahan se it naturally progressed to, being on top of Everest. And Everest was purely a personal and a spiritual journey. Eventually, it also became a cause based journey,
Hmm.
in the sense that I realized that Everest also gives me a chance to prove to the world that people have this question about veganism. Is
Hmm.
veganism good? Is veganism
Hmm.
okay?
Hmm.
तो
Hmm.
वो मुझे चांस मिल गया. अब लोगों को यार लग रहा है ये वीगन माउंटेनियर भी चढ़ गया, मतलब वीगनिज्म में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, हम भी वीगन खाना खा सकते. तो काइंड
Hmm.
ऑफ सॉर्ट ऑफ आई डिस्कवर्ड, और आई स्टम्बल्ड अपॉन दैट थिंग, कि अभी तक मैं लोगों को वीगन में कन्वर्ट करने की ट्राई कर रहा था, बट मैं कभी
Hmm.
नहीं कर पाया. और अभी मैं ट्राई ही नहीं कर रहा हूं, और लोग खुद ब खुद हो रहे हैं. तो maybe this is my true path. Maybe this is,
Fantastic.
something that I really need to pursue. And that's how
Fantastic.
it started.
Fantastic. I think that's a great thing, and I think it's actually symbolic that now you once you've proved it, the conversion has already kicked in, and then the results
Right.
are already coming in. Also, I want to understand, Kuntal, from you. Uh, once you spoke about the mindset, which is again very important, right? Once you have once you get that feeling of that kind of a mindset, how important, and it was a discovery technically, right? How important is that mindset now in a on a daily basis in your life, number one? And number two, who is Kuntal 3.0 now, like from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, how this entire journey changed you as a person?
Right. That mindset is super important. I मैंने मेरे 20 साल लाइफ के वेस्ट किए. कभी कभी मुझे लगता है फॉर्मेटिव इयर्स ऑफ माय, आई वुड नॉट से वेस्ट, आई स्टिल हैड ग्रेट टाइम, बट आई
Hmm.
काइंड ऑफ फील दैट आई वाज गोललेस.
Okay.
और मुझे मेरा ट्रू गोल लाइफ का 30 इयर्स की उम्र में मिला. तो एक वे में देखा जाए तो मैंने मेरे लिटरली 30 साल वेस्ट कर दिए लाइफ के.
Hmm. Hmm.
अगेन वेस्ट नहीं बोलूंगा, मे बी वेस्ट इज टू हार्श अ वर्ड,
Hmm.
but I mean, I'm like, now there is no time to like waste. I really need to always have a goal in my life, an overarching goal that I'm constantly relentlessly pursuing,
Hmm.
because that truly gives me that focus and drive that I need in my life. Like
Hmm.
if I don't have a goal, then I struggle. And I'll be honest here that
Hmm.
I struggle without a goal. अगर वो नहीं है मेरे लाइफ में, वो एवरेस्ट नहीं है ना,
Hmm.
तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है यार अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. एंड कभी कभी मैं ऐसे सोचता हूँ यार, वो जिंदगी वो डियर जिंदगी करके एक मूवी था आलिया भट्ट और
Hmm.
शाहरुख खान का.
Hmm.
एंड
Hmm.
उसमें एक बहुत सही डायलॉग था जो आई थिंक शाहरुख खान ने बोला, कभी कभी जिंदगी में एक इजी एवरेस्ट भी चढ़ना ओके ओके है.
Hmm.
कभी फेज आता है. So I was able to kind of say in maybe in last few months when I didn't really have a goal, I'm like,
Hmm.
ठीक है यार, ये मेरा 10 years मेरा life में goal था. Now I can back
Hmm.
off,
Hmm.
take a few months, just ease out. I have a daughter who's born. I can just spend time with my daughter, just enjoy seeing her grow up.
Hmm.
But now it's time to again go back into the goal mode because my
Right.
daughter is going to grow up very quickly,
Hmm.
and I want her to see that having a goal and passion in your life is very very important, and that is like crux. That is the most important thing. It is going to transform your life, it is going to make you the person, it is going to build your character. And I truly believe कि श्योर मैं कुंतल 3.0 बना, मैं कुंतल 4.0 भी बनूंगा, बट इस सब चीज का एंड बॉल गेम है दैट मुझे एक बेटर ह्यूमन बीइंग बनना है. एंड टू मी दैट इज द
Hmm.
ट्रू एसेंस ऑफ लाइफ, इज टू कॉन्स्टेंटली बिकम अ बेटर वर्जन ऑफ योर सेल्फ, बट ऑल्सो बिकम अ बेटर ह्यूमन बीइंग एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. अगर वो ही नहीं बने तो क्या यूज इस लाइफ का. तुम अच्छे आदमी नहीं
Fantastic.
हो तो यार क्या करने वाले हो.
Fantastic, fantastic. I was just maybe hearing one of your other interviews, or I think I read it somewhere that it took you 5 years of training to be in the zone, both mentally and physically, where you could go on to climbing Mount Everest, right? So people say that there are no shortcuts to the top, right? And if even if you get one, doesn't work out, right? And then life again has no shortcuts.
Right.
What was the mindset like when you were training, and what was the biggest learning of, because 5 years of training, generally HR mein पूछते हैं कि where do you see yourself 5 years down the line, and it's such a stupid and bizarre question. Nobody has any answer to that. So 5 साल का goal imagine करना बहुत difficult है और उस पे रहना बहुत difficult है, right?
Right.
So what
Right.
was your mindset like back then?
See, I'll tell you, I started off with the mindset that यार चल मैं भी थोड़ा एक आध तो ट्राई मार लेता हूँ शॉर्टकट ढूंढने
Hmm.
के लिए.
Hmm.
So I said, yaar, look, I want to climb Everest,
Hmm.
and a logical first thing to do would be to learn mountaineering.
Hmm.
And I said, I'm going to sign up for a mountaineering course, but it has to be the most challenging course in the world. So I went on Google and I typed hardest mountaineering course in the world.
Uh-huh.
और बहुत रिसर्च करने के बाद I figured out there is this course in Chile which is, in my opinion, was the hardest mountaineering course in the world. Now there is no way that I was ready for that course. Okay,
Hmm.
like no way in the world. I had zero training, I had zero background, I had zero fitness, zero anything. I said, but मैं तो ये कोर्स करूंगा जाके, क्योंकि अगर
Hmm.
मैंने ये कोर्स कर लिया ना तो मैं एक साल के अंदर जाके एवरेस्ट चढ़ सकता हूँ. So now here, I'm like, thinking shortcut. तो
Uh-huh.
अच्छा है यार, गुड प्लान. 1 year फिर खत्म, फिर मैं आगे दूसरा सब कुछ कर सकता हूँ जिंदगी में.
ठीक है.
दैट्स काइंड ऑफ हाउ आई वाज थिंकिंग. सो
Uh-huh.
आई वेंट ऑन दिस कोर्स, एंड पहले ही दिन फट के हाथ में आ गई. मैंने बोला ये क्या हो गया यार सर, लाइक जूप करके जिंदगी का झटका लगा. आई एम लाइक, नो दिस इज ओनली डे 1, माय बॉडी इज स्टिल acclimating, it will
Uh-huh.
adjust and I'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
In the next 16 days I was counting every day how many times I didn't die.
Oh
आज मेरा
shit.
4-5 बार मरने से बच गया, आज मेरा 4-5 बार ये बोन ब्रेक होने से बच गया, आज मेरा ये बच गया, आज मेरा वो बच गया. It was a 42-day mountaineering course.
And this is during the course.
This is during the course. Every day I'm seeing, my instructors are also seeing, and I am like the worst performing student in the entire group. And 42-day course, 16 days पे end है. Now I'm like, I'm counting 60-70 बार मरने से बच गया. And my luck is going to run out very very soon,
Uh-huh.
and I still need way more luck ahead of time जब भी
Hmm.
मैं एवरेस्ट चढ़ूंगा. If I'm
Hmm.
going to run out of all my luck here, I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not believing in completely in luck,
Mhm. Mhm.
but I'm said यार, इतनी बार मैं बच गया हूँ. I think there's an indication something. So I kind of took a step back, I introspected, and I quickly realized that I underestimated the course grossly, and I
Mhm.
overestimated my abilities a lot.
Hmm.
I went to the instructor and I exactly told her this line.
Hmm.
And I told her, I'm quitting and I'm going home. I have learnt my lesson.
Hmm.
I have learnt my lesson in a hard way. I'm not dying. I've not broken a bone. I've not gotten a scratch where I could
Hmm.
have literally died on this
Hmm.
course.
Hmm.
So I'm happy that I'm alive. I'm going to go
Hmm.
home. I'm going to
Hmm.
prepare much harder, and I'm
Hmm.
going to climb Everest. Get that from me. And that is kind of where my journey started, where there are no shortcuts here. यहाँ कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं है. You have to build a foundation. You have to put in that hard work. Yes, hard work combined with smart work. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि तुम शॉर्टकट ढूंढ रहे हो, but you have to find the most efficient way of doing things.
Right.
You also don't want to do donkey work or mechanical work, like पागल की तरह तुम brute force attack कर रहे हो किसी चीज पे जहां तुम efficiently उस चीज को कर सकते हो अच्छे
Right.
से. ठीक है. So find those most efficient way, but you still have to put in the hard work. You still have to put in the time. Eventually, in the hindsight, I think that the two words that have defined my success journey are consistency and discipline. In practical application, for me, that meant figuring out the right approach in terms of my fitness and my nutrition, and being able to stick to it day in, day out, not just for weeks or months, but for years,
Right.
which finally gave me the results and put me on top of the world. तो ये कंसिस्टेंसी एंड डिसिप्लिन का खेल है, और इसमें पेशेंस होना बहुत जरूरी है. इफ यू आर समवन के रिजल्ट्स आने वाले हैं, लाइक लोग टुडे पीपल आस्क मी, हे कुंतल, यू डिड दिस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, यू हैव दिस सिक्स पैक. आई एम लाइक, तुमने 40 साल लगाए उतनी फैट जमा करने में, अभी तुम्हें ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करके सिक्स पैक चाहिए 6 हफ्ते में. जरा थोड़ा तो सोचो. You need patience, you need a right plan, you need an approach, you need consistency, you need discipline. People all need quick results. वो मैजिक बुलेट चाहिए, कोई मैजिक पिल चाहिए सबको. किसी को हार्ड वर्क नहीं करना है, किसी को पेशेंस नहीं रखना है, किसी को टाइम नहीं देना है. सबको इजी चाहिए. इजी चाहिए मुझे कुछ.
So Kuntal, let's break two more myths here. इस सबको करना कितना डिफिकल्ट है, दिस पेशेंस एंड कंसिस्टेंसी एंड डिसिप्लिन, नंबर वन, और ये कितना बोरिंग है. लेट्स टेल दैट टू पीपल.
Super difficult to stay consistent and disciplined. Believe me, it took me a long time to get that level of consistency and discipline. And I think what really drives that is having that Everest in your life. अगर एवरेस्ट नहीं है ना, तो कंसिस्टेंसी एंड डिसिप्लिन नहीं आने वाला है, बिकॉज देन यू आर जस्ट क्लूलेस. तुम हर डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हो. अगर वो एवरेस्ट आ गया ना, तो घोड़े को वो ब्लाइंडर्स लग जाते हैं. देन यू जस्ट हैव वन माइंडेड फोकस, one-minded drive, one-minded passion towards your goal. Eventually consistency and discipline will have to come in, because boring काम बहुत सारे करने. Every दिन उठना है, every दिन तुम्हें सॉफ्टवेयर कोड भी लिखना है ताकि तुम घर के बिल पे कर सको, right? वो बोरिंग काम है, क्योंकि I would rather be in the mountains going and training, but I can't do that because I still have to pay my bills. And as you rightly pointed out, people just see, अरे कुंतल का वीडियो क्या मस्त है यार, this is so amazing, the snow looks so amazing.
Right.
Please, when you are climbing Everest, it takes about 60 days to climb Everest. And a significant...
From start to finish.
From start to finish.
And
60 दिन लगते हैं. 60 to 65 days लगते हैं. Entire thing.
So you go up and then come back. It's a 2-month task.
Right. It's a 2-month task.
All right.
And a significant amount of that time is spent in a lot of suffering and misery. Some serious amounts of suffering and misery, where you are close to dying, where you are close to losing fingers, where you are so cold that it almost feels cold in your brain. It feels cold in your body, but it even feels cold in your brain. It is beyond unimaginable amounts of misery and suffering. And लोग ये सब देखते नहीं है. लोग सिर्फ देखते हैं कुंतल का यार समिट का फोटो सुपर्ब है यार, he is like climbing this mountain, even I want to climb it. भाई, please understand, I have spent more than 10,000 plus hours hiking, training, and climbing in the mountains. 10,000 plus hours is a significant amount of your life. Doing things that, and कभी-कभी कैसा होता है कि हमारे पास ज्यादा टाइम नहीं है, but हमें ट्रेनिंग करनी है. There are times when I will do the same trek 100 times, and people are like, यार मैं एक ट्रैक 2 बार नहीं कर सकता, but मैंने एक ट्रैक 100 बार किया है. और वैसे 5 या 6 ट्रैक है जो मैंने 100 बार किए मेरे घर के बाजू में. So to have that kind of a mindset where I know that this is just training. I don't care if it's boring or not. I have to go and get my training done. And if next day I'm feeling like shit, I still need to go and train. And if next day I'm still feeling like double shit, I still need to go and train. I still need to go and get everything done. I need to, मेरे पिताजी को डिमेंशिया का बीमारी था, and he had lost complete independence, so I had to be his primary caregiver. So significant amount of my day was also spent taking his care. And लोग बोलते हैं यार कि कैसे कर लेते हो. तो I think if you have that goal, if you have that dream, you will not make any excuse.
Hmm.
I never made my dad as an excuse that यार मेरे पिताजी को ये हुआ है तो मैं एवरेस्ट नहीं चढ़ सकता हूँ. नहीं.
Hmm.
Imagine how much if he was in his senses, how much
Hmm.
proud he would have been to know that I got to the top of Everest. Like
Hmm.
ये मेरा बेटा ने ये climb कर लिया. So I think
Hmm.
it's important to do
Hmm.
what you genuinely love to do, and
Hmm.
whatever it takes. And I'm giving you the blueprint. You already know
Right.
it, but I'm giving the blueprint to your viewers. It's consistency and discipline and patience. ये तीन चीज रखो, apply करो, एंड करते रहो, डे इन
Fan-
डे आउट. उठना है
Fantastic.
उसी माइंडसेट के साथ और करते रहना है.
Fantastic. क्या स्किल सेट चाहिए? ठीक है. What is the training required? And most importantly, what is the expense like? पैसा कितना लगता है? How much money do you need to have? Because this is very, very practical. You cannot simply go and climb Everest tomorrow. You need a lot of skills, like you said, training.
Right.
So, what is the training like? What is the physical training like? What is the mental training like? What is the food like? Right? How much money do you need? Right? So, let's break these things for people.
राइट. सो आई विल काइंड ऑफ गिव एन एनालॉजी दैट तुम्हें स्काई स्क्रेपर बनाना है, तो तुम स्काई स्क्रेपर का पहले एक फाउंडेशन बनाओगे. तो आई थिंक अगर
Right.
तुम्हारा स्काई स्क्रेपर एवरेस्ट है तो तुम्हारा फाउंडेशन हैज टू बी फिजिकल फिटनेस,
Mhm.
top of the world physical fitness, and your
Mhm.
skills that are going to keep you alive on the mountain. अगर तुम्हें
Define top of the world. Sorry, define top of the world physical fitness or physical skill.
इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू क्वांटिफाई कि अच्छा चलो तुम दो घंटे में अगर मैराथन नहीं 2 घंटे में हाफ मैराथन भाग सकते हो, देन यू आर रेडी टू क्लाइम एवरेस्ट. It's not that easy to quantify what top of the
Okay.
world fitness means. So if someone really wants to know, I can of course kind of show them a little offline कि क्या ये detail है इसके, कैसे work करना है. But एक top of the world fitness skill, लाइक अगर मुझे इंजीनियर बनना है और कोड लिखना है तो कुछ तो इंजीनियरिंग की स्किल्स चाहिए, मुझे कुछ तो कोडिंग की स्किल्स चाहिए. मैं ऐसे जाके चालू कर दूंगा हेलो वर्ल्ड, क्या नथिंग्स गोइंग टू हैपन, राइट? डजंट हैपन दैट वे. सो
Right.
एंड हियर तुम्हारे लाइफ और डेथ का सवाल है. यू बेटर हैव सम गुड स्किल्स, ओके? बेटर हैव सम
Absolutely.
रिलायबल स्किल्स, because you don't want to be a liability to a team. So this I believe is the foundation, and then उसके ऊपर तुम्हें जो बहुत सारे फ्लोर लगाने, वो फ्लोर है एक्सपीरियंस के. तुम्हें जाके बहुत सारे पहाड़ चढ़ने हैं in wide variety of conditions. You want to be able to climb in snow, you want to be able to climb in ice, you want to climb in rock, in dark. Maybe you want to climb and simulate where your one hand is broken, your right hand is broken, your left hand is broken. You want to simulate अगर तुम्हारी आंखें, तुम अंधे हो गए. Snow blindness is is something that happens to significant amount of climbers on the mountain. तो तुम्हें ये सारी चीजें सिमुलेट कर लेनी है. समझो तुम कहीं घूम गए, अभी तुम्हारे पास 3 दिन तक खाना या पीना नहीं है. Have you even tried any of this stuff at sea level? If you have not even tried this at sea level, imagine when it happens to you at 28,000 feet, will you be able to cope up to it? No, you will die. As simple as that. So I think you need a lot of experience, and on top of that, ये सारा कुछ मिलके will give you a mental edge automatically. Of course, mental training is a completely different kind of aspect of its own. बट आई वुड से दैट इन शॉर्ट, ये तुम्हें एटलीस्ट इतना तो करना पड़ेगा. अगर प्रैक्टिकलिटी में तुम बोलोगे तो आई वुड सजेस्ट के 1 से 2 माउंटेनियरिंग कोर्स करने हैं. दैट विल गिव यू द स्किल सेट. इफ यू आर समवन हु सेडेंटरी इंडिविजुअल and just starting out, I would give myself at least 3 to 5 years of physical fitness training,
right?
because वो ऑटोमेटिकली नहीं आ जाने वाला है. मैराथन भागना है तो ठीक है, 1 साल में तुम भाग लोगे. ये मैराथन नहीं भागना है, ये एवरेस्ट चढ़ना है, ठीक है? So 3 to 5 years का physical fitness combined with consistency and a lot of discipline over those 5 years. And I would suggest climbing at least a dozen of 6,000 meter mountains. Now, most people don't have that kind of money. So I would say at least 3 to 4 6,000 meter mountains, probably one 7,000 meter mountain, and probably one 8,000 meter mountain. तो अगर मेरी जर्नी बताओ तो मैंने करीबन 12 से 14 6,000 मीटर क्लाइम किए, 2 7,000 मीटर अटेम्प्ट किए, एक 8,000 मीटर समिट किया. उसके बाद मैंने डिसाइड किया कि अब मैं एवरेस्ट के लिए रेडी हूं और मैं एवरेस्ट जाके चढ़ूंगा. एंड ऑफ कोर्स आई डिड अ माउंटेनियरिंग कोर्स एंड आई डिड 5 years of physical fitness training. तो ये सारा कुछ तो किया ही मैंने. In terms of expenses, I would budget purely just for the Everest climb itself about 30 lakh rupees, because a typical Everest climb will cost about 30 lakh rupees. On
That's
top
one
of that,
climb.
that is one climb.
That's one. This does not include your practice, your food, your training, your
Nothing.
courses, nothing else, right? This is
Nothing.
pure play that you pay to somebody to enable you to climb.
Correct. इसको छोड़ के तुम्हें करीबन 5 लाख रुपए अपने gear के ऊपर खर्चा करना पड़ेगा.
अच्छा.
The gear that you wear, the sleeping bag, your boots, your jackets, your everything. And on top of that, you would at least budget about 10 lakhs for your training.
Okay.
If I were you, because mountain climbing is an expensive kind of an activity. If you are going to climb outside of India, it will be much more expensive. In India,
Right.
probably you can still work on the cost a bit more, bit better. But
Hmm.
if I were you, I would budget this much. A lot
Mhm.
of people cut corners in these, and a lot of those people get in trouble on the mountain. I have
Hmm.
seen year in year out people getting on trouble in the on the mountain.
Hmm. What's your advice and what's your practical advice to people who are now thinking to pursue their passion, want to go into the passion? How important is money? How important is financial stability? And give us your insights and give us your thoughts onto this, because it is very important again for people to understand that money is important. सब कुछ छोड़ के passion follow करूंगा is a stupid thing, and you need to have some sort of a stability. Your thoughts onto this?
I 100% agree, because अगर तुम बिजली के बिल नहीं भर रहे हो तो तुम्हारे सिर पे पूरे टाइम स्ट्रेस रहेगा, एंड तुम तुम्हारे पैशन को कभी नहीं फॉलो कर पाओगे. जस्ट
Hmm.
एज सिंपल एज दैट. सो यू
Hmm.
नीड दैट स्टेबिलिटी इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर फाइनेंसेस. For me, luckily, I had worked in the US for a long period of time where I had fair bit of savings. So I
Mhm.
was able to fund my initial training, my initial
Hmm.
gear purchases, all my initial stuff from my own money. And I was still
Hmm.
working. So I was
Hmm.
still working as a part-time software engineer or a near full-time software engineer. I was making decent amount of money, and I was funding all my trips. So ऐसा
So,
नहीं था कि
so technically, sorry. So technically, there was already one skill you were really, really good at, and you could make money from it and fund another, right? So skill is again very important. So you mastered that skill, and you could then channelize the money from there to here.
to me, I had written to a mountaineer called Alan Arnett. He's a
Mm-hmm.
very famous mountaineer of the world. So I'd written to him, "Hey Alan, I want to climb Everest. Can you help me out with this financial piece?" And here's the piece of advice that Alan gave me: become a rock star in your company.
Hmm.
Become such a rock star that you are indispensable to the company, and that
Hmm.
they employ you even if you are going to go climb mountains. That way you will be able to keep earning money. You will
Huh.
be able to go climb mountains. The second thing he suggested, which he said is a much better option, is earn a lot of money for the next 20 years. And mountaineering is not a sport that you cannot pursue in your late 40s or late 50s. Okay, it is
Acha.
still doable if you keep decent amount of fitness. He
Hmm.
himself, I think, climbed Everest at the age of 48 or 49 something, maybe
Acha.
even later. So
Hmm.
that was his advice. He said earn money, save all that money up, and then spend. But I chose the first route. I thought that I have the skill, and
Hmm.
luckily, believe me, I think a big kudos to all my employers, my current employers and my former employers, who put all this trust in me. And the trust was to such a point that one of my former employers actually wrote me a check for 75,000 US dollars
Okay.
and sponsored my entire first climb, combined with my training climbs, combined with all my gear.
Wow.
My The CEO of my company saw my transformation journey from 2009 to 2014, and he said that I want you to see on top of the world
Wow.
taking a flag of my company. That is
Wow.
the least I can do for you. So that kind of, I mean, I think if you even demonstrate to your employer, of your commitment on your journey,
Hmm.
who knows, something like that may also happen. But as you rightly pointed out, have
Hmm.
a skill so that you can make money, so that you can pay your bills, you can run your home, you can fulfill your responsibilities,
Hmm.
and on the side pursue your passion. I personally was not able to mix my skill and passion and earn money from that. Like, I have never been able to monetize my mountaineering journey, and i
Hmm.
i have no intention to do that.
Hmm.
I am a
Hmm.
software engineer, and I enjoy earning money from my software engineering.
Right.
And mountaineering, I want to keep it as a passion. I don't want to mix business and my passion, at least
Right.
at this point in my life.
Hmm. And you still work as a software engineer, right? You still work as a full time or a part time or a consultant as a
I'm
software
still
engineer,
a
right?
part-time consulting role, so I make enough money that मेरे घर का खर्चा चल जाता है. And this is something else I would like to say is that अगर life में passion priority ले रहा है, then build your life around it. Like, my
Hmm.
entire family sat down and we built our entire life around it. So we decided that we'll not go on expensive holidays, that we'll not
Hmm.
do unnecessary kharcha. We'll keep a very simple life. we'll minimize everything. जहां भी हम बचा सकते हैं पैसा वहां हम बचाएंगे, ताकि मस्ट हैव्स है लाइफ के वो टेक केयर हो
Hmm.
रहे हैं,
Hmm.
एंड नाइस टू हैव्स है वो कभी हम आगे जाके देख लेंगे.
The last bit you spoke about was family, right? How has been your relation with family like when you because you were a well settled engineer in US. So number one,
Right.
coming back to India, why why the hell would you come back? You know, typically people who go abroad
Right.
tend to settle there, right? Number
Right.
one, you came back, and number two, then you said that I want to kind of pursue my passion, maybe not do a full time job, maybe go for mountaineering, right? So I want to understand two things: one, reaction of the family back then and now, right? And what's the relation with family like? Supportive, not supportive? If not supportive, how can you convince them?
So why did I come back to India? Very, very simple answer. My dad was a patient of dementia, as I pointed out, and my mother was handling him alone. My sister was in the US, and my younger sister was training to become a doctor.
Mhm.
So I decided, look, I want to go.
Okay.
It's not like कि मेरा duty है, you know, लोग duty duty बोलते हैं. I loved my dad. I
Yeah,
wanted to take care of him. As simple as that.
absolutely.
I came back, and I don't. I think that was okay. I don't regret the decision one bit till date.
Mhm.
I think it's important to have your priorities in your life like set. Second thing, when I announced to my family, like at least immediate family, like my mother and my wife, that I'm going to climb Everest, they were completely supportive. The
Mhm.
only thing that they had in mind was, what if something happens to him?
Hmm.
And my dad is in this condition, and you know, the only other male member of the family, while I am
Hmm.
a feminist, there's still this concept of male member of the family. They were like, what if, you know, he dies on the mountain, or what if something happens to, you know, me on the mountain?
Hmm.
And again, it is not because male member, but it was like, I am a husband, I am a son, right? So there was that like thing कि क्या होगा. So to me, I did two things.
Hmm.
The very first thing was, how did I convince them that let
And
me.
so just for the audience's sake, what is the percentage of dying on Mount Everest? ताकि
I
ताकि
think.
ग्रेविटी समझ में आए, कितना कितना टफ होता है मेंटली भी, मतलब आपको पता है, यू नो, एक तो ये है कि 1% चांस है, एक है 20% चांस है, 20 इज लाइक 1/5. सो
राइट.
एवरी
तो
आउट
तो
ऑफ एवरी.
उतना.
हाँ,
सो 1% भी नहीं है, ट्वेंटी
हाइपोथेटिकली
परसेंट भी नहीं, आई थिंक उसके बीच में कहीं है. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हर साल में चेंज होता है. लाइक लास्ट टू लास्ट ईयर, कोविड के पहले वाला साल में, आई थिंक 12 या 13 लोग मर गए थे एवरेस्ट पे, एंड दैट वाज प्रोबेबली अ रियली रियली बैड ईयर ऑन एवरेस्ट. द ईयर व्हेन आई क्लाइम्ड एवरेस्ट, आई थिंक ओनली अबाउट 6 people died. But what you guys don't see is the number of people who lose their fingers and toes. There were, just last to last year, there were 35 Indians who lost their fingers and toes. तो तुम अगर घर पे आए और तुम्हारी उंगलियां ही नहीं है और तुम्हारी पैर की भी उंगलियां नहीं है, तो आई थिंक दैट इज ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी अ रियली रियली डिफिकल्ट लाइफ
राइट
दैट यू आर गोइंग टू बी लीडिंग बियॉन्ड दैट पॉइंट. और इफ यू
राइट.
गेट अ serious infection in your lungs or something, and then you recover from it, and maybe you will never be functioning the same again, I think that is also a pretty difficult thing. So while yes, death is there, there are a lot of other things that can happen to you on Everest. So to me, it was like two things: convincing my family. I sat down my mother and my wife, and I said, you have two choices. You can have a Kuntal who's going to go climb Everest and be happy for the rest of his life, or you can have Kuntal who's not going to climb Everest but will be zombie for the rest of the life. You choose which Kuntal you want. And while I understand that this is a, a form of emotional blackmail, uh, I couldn't figure out a way back
राइट.
then to convince them. But at the other hand, I also demonstrated to them over a period of 5 6 years that I am a very very risk averse climber, and I am a very strong climber. And I showed them year in year out that I am willing to put in the hard work, I'm willing to improve, I'm willing to become a better mountaineer. And they started trusting a lot more in my abilities, that अगर ये बंदा जाएगा तो ये ढंग से डिसीजन लेगा. He will not be like standing on a crevasse and taking selfie and, you know, doing all sorts of shit on the mountain. नहीं, ये ऐसा सब नहीं करेगा. He'll go there, focus on the task, get the job done. If it's not working out, he'll turn around and come home. कितना भी पैसा टूट गया, he will not risk his life, he will not risk his fingers and toes. So I kind of, it was two-way thing. Initially थोड़ा करना पड़ा, but उसके बाद I think the family was like, no no, this is your passion, you have done incredible job, go do it.
And what was their reaction once you were there on the top?
I think I called my wife's phone because I wanted
हाँ
to tell my dad that I have reached the top of the world.
हाँ
So
हाँ
मेरे पास सैटेलाइट फोन में 1 मिनट बाकी था,
हाँ
and I'm calling and मैं चिल्ला रहा हूँ, Dipti, tell dad I'm on top of the world.
हम्म
And he's like, क्या बोला? I'm like, shit, shit, shit. एक तो -40 डिग्रीज है, मेरा फोन में बैट सब खत्म हो रहा है, and
हाँ
they can't
हाँ
hear me. So I'm like, wait, take a deep breath. And I'm like, Dipti, I'm on top of the world. And then I think, she heard it, and then the news spread. And of course, they were all very, very happy. Dipti thought
हम्म
that I'm done with Everest and that I will, go back to regular life and, everything will be
हाँ
fine.
हाँ
And then 2 years later, we were in Singapore and I'm discussing, Dipti, can I climb Everest again? And she's like, what?
हाँ
Didn't you just climb Everest like 2 years
हाँ
ago? Shouldn't you be just done with it?
हम्म
And then we discussed, and he's like, no, no, no. I think this is really important. You should go back and climb Everest. So anyway, I think they
in
have
a
been very supportive. They have been very happy.
in a quick gist, what's the feeling like?
If I have to go through 6 years again, six
Mm-hmm.
years of 5,000 plus hours of training again for that 20 minutes on the top,
Mm-hmm.
without hesitation, I would say yes. I will do that. It I think the most magical 20 minutes of my life, the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that can rival is the birth of my daughter. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
else in this world would rival those 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine finishing the biggest dream of your life. That thing that you thought was absolutely impossible
Right.
and getting to the top. I mean, वो top जब भी मैंने देखा ना, like it was insane. I cannot even say in words what I
Mm.
felt like. I would die to feel like that again. And I went back again. I went back 3 years later so that I could feel that again, and
Mm.
I did
Mm.
not.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I did not feel that way
Mm.
again,
Mm. Mm.
because I think first time is the first time. It was insane. I,
Mm.
I can't describe in words, but if you had to ask one word, it was absolutely magical.
Fantastic. What's this new inclination towards natural bodybuilding? What are you up to now?
Again, this goes back to veganism. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people think that vegans can build endurance,
Mm.
but vegans have trouble building muscle.
Okay.
While there are hundreds of vegan bodybuilders in the world, they still
Mm.
make that claim.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, how about I take the two extremes of the spectrum? On one extreme is climbing Mount Everest, and on one extreme is standing on a bodybuilding stage.
Mm-hmm.
Till date, no bodybuilder has ever summited Everest. Okay.
Okay.
Or has ever summited a mountain, for that matter, a big mountain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm now taking this because it's just too extreme of a sports. If you're going to build a body that is going to stand on stage, you simply cannot go and climb a mountain that big. It does not work
Mm.
that way.
Mm.
Your human physiology does not work that way. So I want to again try and
Mm-hmm.
prove that not only I will build that top of the world endurance, I
Mm-hmm.
will also build a top of the world body that I can stand on stage. And I'm not saying I'm going to win a bodybuilding competition. That is not in my hand, but I'm going to do a
Mm.
very good job at it, not a half-ass job at it.
Mm.
So I can build muscle and I can build endurance and I can do it as a vegan. That is what my next journey is about, and that is why I am into this. This is
Fantastic.
just me trying it out. I will see how it goes. I have no idea how it's going to go, but I think anything that you don't try, the answer is always no. So I would
Right.
rather try and find that the answer is no.
Fantastic. So, our best wishes for that, Kuntal. I'm sure you were going to climb that Everest as well. Moving on to the rapid fire, what is the price you paid to climb Everest?
Emptiness.
Okay.
No, a lot of emotional emptiness after Everest left from my
Mm.
life. A lot of
Mhm.
emotional emptiness for a while.
Mhm.
But now that there's new Everest, that is okay.
Fantastic. What is the next big and impossible thing in your pipeline?
Becoming a natural bodybuilder. Uh,
Okay.
and so here's the goal. Standing on stage, shredded, probably 8%, 7% body fat. Uh, 1 month later, going and climbing a big mountain.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Uh, one thing that you want people to remember you for.
Veganism.
Okay. And the last
That has
question from my
that has to be my legacy.
fantastic. And the last thing, what is your biggest dream?
What is my biggest dream? To probably, when my daughter grows old, climb Everest with her.
Wow. I think you are a motivational package in yourself. What a fantastic answer. Okay, moving on to the audience's question. How do other mountains you have climbed compare to Everest? Can you think of another peak that's challenged you as much as Everest?
I think my first 8,000-meter mountain, Manaslu, that was pretty challenging because that was
Mm-hmm.
the first time I was getting to the top of an 8,000-meter mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And while it will never compare to Everest, no
Mm-hmm.
mountain can compare to Everest. Everest is at 8848 meters. Every
Mm-hmm.
other mountain is lower than Everest. It is just a unique experience in its own,
Okay.
and standing on top of that mountain is, as I said, a magical experience. So while I thoroughly enjoy every single mountain I climb, including the trek that I did today morning.
Right.
I cherish all those moments, but those 20 minutes on top of Everest, nothing can beat that.
Fantastic. After such enormous achievement, do you find it easier now to set yourself and climb and reach smaller goals?
Climb smaller goals. I, I think this is the first time I've ever gotten this question, and I've done so many talks, so many. I think kind of thinking about it, no goal is easy in
Mm-hmm.
that sense. Like it
Mm-hmm.
can't be that a smaller goal or a bigger goal that they are sure, maybe it's smaller goal, so it may get done quicker or something, but it's not easy. You still have to be consistent. You still have to be disciplined. You still have to put in all that work. Everything that you do for a bigger goal still works for a smaller goal. So the
Mm-hmm.
blueprint is never different between achieving your goals. You still have to do all of those things. I think as long as you are committed to the goal, as long as you really want that, like you like मेरे लिए ऐसा था ना कि climbing Everest was the biggest dream of my life. Like I was going to do it. I was going to give it 500%. होता नहीं होता वो मेरे हाथ में नहीं है, वो तो माउंटेन के हाथ में है कि मैं ऊपर पहुंचने
Mm-hmm.
वाला था या नहीं पहुंचने वाला था.
Huh.
ठीक है.
Huh.
But giving my 500% is in my hand. So if I am committed to a goal, I will put in that 500%.
How did you sleep on Mount Everest?
How did I sleep on Mount Everest? I think the first night that I spent at Everest Base Camp in 2014,
Mm-hmm.
I tossed and turned the entire night because I was hearing avalanches go off in the
Mm-hmm.
nearby mountains.
Mm-hmm.
बट द बेस्ट थिंग वाज कि ग्लेशियर है ना, बहुत बार क्रोक करता है अंदर से. ठीक है, ऐसे आवाज आता है क्रोक. एकदम पूरी रात भर ऐसा आवाज चलता रहता है अंदर से ग्लेशियर, बिकॉज ऑन द नेपाल साइड ऑफ द एवरेस्ट यू स्लीप ऑन द ग्लेशियर. Okay,
Okay.
you're not sleeping on like moraine or something, you're not sleeping on mud or rock, you are sleeping on like the icy glacier.
Ice.
तो
Okay.
पूरे रात भर आवाज चलते रहता है ग्लेशियर के अंदर से. जैसे किसी का पेट खराब हो गया तो कैसे आवाज आते रहता है पेट में से, तो वैसे ग्लेशियर के पेट में से आवाज आते रहता है पूरा. मैं इतना डरा हुआ था पहले रात को, इतना परेशान था. But after that, I think I've spent like what 80-90 days at
Hmm.
Everest Base Camp, and higher up I have spent so many days. I end up sleeping like a baby.
Okay.
I eat like I eat like 4 times the food that I eat at sea level because I burn it all off. So
Hmm.
I get to eat so much more food, and like I go to sleep by about 7:30, and I wake up. I don't wake up before 7 o'clock. तो 12:30 घंटे का अच्छा नींद मिलता है, एंड
Mm-hmm.
आई लुक फॉरवर्ड टू दैट स्लीप.
Hmm. What are some of your top tips for efficient packing?
What are your some of the top tips for efficient packing? I think less is more is my best tip for anyone who's kind of going on a trekking trip, because a lot of times you take a lot of clothes, you take a lot of unnecessary stuff. So focus on what is necessary, figure out what the weather is going to be like, figure out what the conditions are going to look like. Get a gear list from whoever you are hiking with or whoever is arranging your trip. uh, they should give you a very concise gear list. Typically, when I am going on shorter trips like 15-20 day hiking trips in the Himalaya, I have two pair of thermals up and down. I have two pair of trekking pants, uh, and on top of that a few jackets. That's about it. I don't pack anything else. I have a sleeping
Okay.
bag and some necessary things. So just stuff that is going to keep you warm, that is going to keep you hygienic on the mountain, and that's about it. Things like toothbrush and everything. But again, get a list, figure out the conditions, and pack accordingly. And less is more.
Fantastic.
Don't overpack. The first trekking trip that I did in my life, वन ऑफ द बैग्स को तो हमने कभी जिपर भी नहीं खोला. उस दिन
अच्छा.
से मुझे पता चल गया कि ज्यादा बाय नहीं करने का, लेस इज मोर करके ट्रिपों में जाओ.
Fantastic. What is snow blindness? Has it ever happened to you?
Snow blindness has not happened to me, but what tends to happen is that when there is too much, so first of all, there's a lot of UV light at higher
Hmm.
elevations because you are closer to sun much more than you would be at sea level. The UV not only, like, if you forget to wear your goggles, the sun is so intense that it can burn the outer film of your cornea, leading you temporarily blind for about 3 days. This process can get exacerbated because a lot of UV light is also reflecting from the snow.
Right.
And because you are constantly climbing in snow, it is also called as snow blindness. Luckily, it has
Hmm.
never happened to me. Actually, I should not say luckily. I have ensured that I'm always wearing goggles and the right rating goggles, because you have to wear the right rating goggles depending on the altitude you are on.
Okay.
There is category 2, there is category 3, and there is category 4. When you are reaching the top of Everest, you have to ensure you are wearing a category 4 goggles,
All
so
right.
that, and like when I took my photo on top of Everest, I had to show my full face without the goggles, so I was literally like squinting my eyes like this, so that minimal UV rays entered my eyes.
Fantastic. Did you ever have a moment of fear while you were climbing Everest?
Did I ever have a moment that I wanted to turn back and go home? No, I never had that moment on Everest, or for a lot of other mountains have had that moment, but not on Everest.
Fantastic, Kuntal. So, on that note, we'll wrap the podcast. I would want you to give the closure note.
I did spoke about consistency and discipline and being patient earlier on in the podcast. But there's something I also want to say, that you can be consistent, you can be disciplined, but there will still be a lot of failures and obstacles that will come in the journey.
Hmm.
Like in my case, failures in 2014 and 2015.
Hmm.
But I ensured that I did not give up because it was
Hmm.
my dream, it was my baby.
Right.
I continued along the path and I made it to the top. So, what I would like to kind of share with all the viewers is that be consistent, be disciplined, but also be willing to. I mean, one thing that I'll tell you is I guarantee that each one of you will fail in your journeys, because without failure, there is no success. I can like literally
Absolutely.
write down on a stamp paper that you will fail. And if you have not failed, then you will not succeed. That also I can write down on the stamp paper. Uh, so there'll be failures, there'll be obstacles. Just don't give up. Stay on track. If it is your dream and if you are putting in the efforts in the right place, you will make it to the top 100%.
Fantastic. And what a way to end the podcast. So thank you so much, Kuntal. Thank you so much from my side, entire team of co-design, cracking the code, and from everybody from our team. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.